What's up, all my movie loving maniacs? This your boy Thankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and if you've been watching all my videos from my trip to Universal Orlando last month, thank y'all so much for watching. I really enjoyed that trip. It was the best vacation I've had in a really long time. I really want to go back. But because I'm a weirdo that likes to rank things, I wanted to take a moment to rank my top 10 favorite rides from Universal Orlando. And let me be clear, I am sticking to just the rides. I'm not doing any of the shows. That's going to get its own separate video mainly because I only really went to like 3 or 4 of them. Now, you may see some rides on this list that may not be there because either A, it was closed or closed the day I went. For example, the Jurassic Park River Adventure, which I really wanted to get on, was closed for renovation and won't open back up until I believe near the end of the year. The Donkey Kong Minecart roller coaster was closed the day I went to the Epic Universe. And the Stardust Racers roller coaster was also closed the day I went to the Epic Universe. But also on the other side of that coin, there were some rides that my big ass just could not ride. For example, I couldn't ride the Velocicoaster because I could not fit on the seats on that roller coaster. I couldn't fit the Incredible Hulk roller coaster. Honestly, I'm not even mad that I couldn't get on those 2 roller coasters. I'm mostly mad because I could not get on 3 out of the 6 Harry Potter attractions. I could not get on Harry Potter The Forbidden Journey. I could not fit on Escape from Gringotts. And I couldn't even get on Hagrid's motorbike ride. Believe me, I am still upset that I could not get on those 3 roller coasters, but regardless, I still had fun with the stuff that I did get on. I should also note that I did not get on the Hogwarts Express because the only way to do that is if you go park to park, which I did not do. I did 1 park each day. Now, before I get into this top 10, let me give you 4 honorable mentions. As fun as Men in Black Alien Attack was, it did not crack my top 10 because for me, well, mainly because there is other rides that I just personally enjoyed more than that. E.T.'s Adventure, I gotta give glory to this ride because this is one of the oldest rides in that park, and of course, it's a staple. I always gotta get on this ride anytime I visit Universal Orlando. Curse of the Werewolf is another one I really enjoyed, but just did not crack my top 10, but I highly recommend you ride it if you visit the Epic Universe in Universal Orlando. And finally, for my honorable mentions is the Popeye's River Ride in the Islands of Adventure section of Universal, which I do remember getting on multiple times. I don't know, I just like water rides, but it just did not crack my top 10, but I just love it. And I have one dishonorable mention, and that is Fast and Furious Supercharged Ride. This was my first time ever riding this ride ever since it got built, and ironically enough, it's getting teared down for a different type of Fast and Furious ride. But regardless, this ride was definitely disappointing. All the criticisms about this ride was valid. Vin Diesel's the size of a helicopter in this. What the fuck? Coming in at number 10 is Hiccup's Wing Glider. Now, the How to Train Your Dragon section in the Epic Universe wasn't a section that I was particularly looking forward to, but I had a lot more fun in this section than I anticipated, especially with this roller coaster right here. It was a lot more thrilling than I expected. At number 9 is the Mario Kart ride, which is also basically a simulator in which you're actually playing Mario Kart. An interactive simulator, that is my jam right there, and this is one of the rides that I was really looking forward to in the Nintendo section, and it did not disappoint. At number 8 is the Dudley Do-Right water ride in the cartoon section in the Islands of Adventure Park in Universal Orlando. Now, this is definitely a nostalgic ride for me because I remember riding this basically every time I visit Islands of Adventure back in my youth, and I was really looking forward to this, and it did not disappoint. It brought back all the memories. You will get wet on this ride, that's for sure. I rode this ride multiple times while I was out there, and that's why this made the list. At number 7 is the Simpsons ride. I'm telling you, the last time I visit Universal Orlando back when I was a teenager, the Simpsons section was just getting built. And now here I am 19 years later. It was a full circle moment. I finally got to experience this section in the park, and this particular ride did not disappoint. Like, I'll admit, my day in Universal Studios, it kind of started off on a sour note because I couldn't get on the Harry Potter ride out there, but this ride definitely made up for it and brought my mood way back up. Sad to see it go though, because I heard that they're closing this section down because of the rights, because Disney / Fox does own the rights to The Simpsons. At number 6 is the Transformers 3D ride, which is a ride that I was really looking forward to because it was my first time riding and it definitely did not disappoint. In fact, basically the way this ride is built, it's basically like the Spider-Man ride in Islands of Adventure, but just more bombastic. And right now I'm still debating on, in terms of this kind of ride, which one I like more, this or Spider-Man. But for Transformers, I'm telling you, after I got off this ride, I was like, again. Coming in at number 5 is Revenge of the Mummy, which is a ride I remember riding near the end of the day at Universal Studios, and it was a great ride to end not just that day, but the trip on, because that ride was so damn fun. It's basically a dark roller coaster, and the twists and turns this roller coaster takes you on, and just basically the vibe of the Mummy franchise just worked for this roller coaster. This ride really surprised me, and that's why it cracked my top 5. Seriously, if you're out there, please ride this ride. Coming in at number 4 is Skull Island Ring of Khan, which is another simulator ride that I enjoyed so much. I ended up riding this 3 times while I was at Islands of Adventure. In fact, this is also another ride that basically the Fast and Furious Supercharged ride modeled after, but this ride is superior in every way. And they even have a Kong animatronic near the end of the ride, which was the right icing on the cake. I highly recommend this ride if you have never ridden it. If you're out there, ride this ride, trust me. Cracking my top 3 is another nostalgic ride, and that is The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. Every time I visit Universal Islands of Adventure in my youth, I always got on this ride, and getting on it now in my adult life, like, this ride just brought back all the memories. Of course, I rode this ride multiple times, and as a Spider-Man fan, it spoke to me. This ride is definitely for Spider-Man fans. Rounding up my top 2 is Monsters Unchained, which is another ride that I did not expect to enjoy this as much as I did, and it's mainly because of the thrill ride that this ride took me on. Of course, you see all the Universal monsters from Dracula, the werewolf, Ego, you name it, but just the ride itself, the seat itself, it takes you upside down and flips you back and forth. This ride is just so damn crazy that I wish I had gotten back on it after I rode it the first time. This is one of those rides that ages like fine wine, and I'm definitely getting on this the next time I go to the Epic Universe. Excuse me while I change my hat. Sorry, I had to get this particular hat out for my number 1. At number 1 is Harry Potter Battle of the Ministry of Magic. Each park I went to, I always visit the Harry Potter section first because I was told, like, those are the rides that's going to have a long wait time, so it was smart that I did that. And when I visited the Epic Universe, the first place I went was the Harry Potter section. I rode the Battle of the Ministry of Magic, and I absolutely loved it. This ride set the tone for the rest of my trip, and just the thrill ride that this ride took me on, I absolutely loved it. So those are my top 10 favorite rides that I got on while I was in Universal Orlando. Have you gotten on any of these rides? What did you think of them? And what are your top 10 favorite rides from all 3 parks in Universal Orlando? Let me know in the comments section below. This your boy, Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.